Alright, we're back. What we have here is a beaver, and we're going to go ahead and show you how to flesh a beaver. Beaver are another animal that is skinned differently, just like a raccoon. On a beaver, if you can imagine this, it'd be good and round like this. You're going to make one cut from the very center of the tail with him laying on his back, all the way up through the bottom chin, and then ring around the tail. That's the only cuts you're going to make on a beaver. A lot of people want to take them foot to the tail, foot to the tail. That's completely incorrect. So, beaver are by no means hard to skin. This one isn't, or hard to flesh. This isn't a very big beaver, but it will serve the purpose of what we need. The only real areas you need to watch out for on a beaver are down here around the tail. They can get a little gristly, but that's where having a good knife comes into play. If you're just starting out and you don't have a double-sided knife with a blade, don't worry about it. You can still flesh them. Just take yourself a regular knife and work the gristle off until it's good. When you get a beaver and it's dried, you know you've done it right if you can take it and it sounds like a piece of paper when you take it and flap it back and forth. So what I always do is I'll find the back foot. I like to work to the right, but that's just personal preference. You definitely don't have to do it. And start about a little ways up here, and I'll start taking it down off the sides. And when you find these back feet, you can just go straight over them. You don't have to be wrenching on the hide or anything. And that little piece right there came off. That's not a big deal. On a beaver, the important area is the square. And what I mean by the square, back foot to back foot, front foot to front foot, because you're going to measure a beaver from the ears to the bottom of the hide and then across. But that real important area is that square or rectangle in between the feet. Just going to keep going back around the side here. These sides, they don't take much effort at all. That stuff just rolls right off of it. I don't know if you can tell watching this video, I'm not pushing very hard on this at all. Now when you get into some bigger beavers, it will be a little harder to get it to come off. It's still not hard, it's just a little harder. It's just like if you were skinning a big old buck. They're a little tougher to do, but it's nothing you can't handle. Just take your time. Now on a beaver, they've got some fat up here around their lips. Just kind of take and work that out. Right beside the nose on both sides, there's a little fat pocket. You either want to take a knife, just a handheld knife, or a regular, or your fleshing knife if you've got one with two sides on it, and kind of thin that pocket of fat down right there. It'll be right here. There's the nose. It'll be right there. You just want to thin that down. Do the same thing on the other side. And again, if you're doing this fur up here is pretty tender. So if you knock it off, don't be alarmed. You didn't ruin your beaver. I promise you that. In fact, nobody's going to say a word to you when it goes to get graded. Now we're over here on the other side, and there's the other front leg. Now you can probably see right here, here's one ear, here's the other ear. Right here, just to the side of each ear, there's kind of a little pocket of gristle. I'll shave that down a little bit. And when I say shave, I mean I'm using the sharp side of my knife. Just kind of clean him up right here behind his ears a little bit. There's some meat and stuff right there. I just want to get that off. And then we'll go back over here where we were and keep working it down and off of the sides. Back here, the other back leg, do it the same way. Just get right over top of it. Take your time. And if you skinned it right, there'll be enough of a gap behind the back leg, like you can see right here, that you'll just be able to go straight over top of it and pull all the fat off with it. And you won't have to worry about going in. Alright. So this little area right here on the back of the tail, on smaller beavers you can usually just push it off. And I can in this case. But if you can't push it off, either take you a knife, just kind of work it out, or take the sharp side of your knife, let it do the work, and get that gristle off of there. And then once you get it off, you can just go over it. Alright, so now we just got this little strip here in the back. I will usually take them and turn them a little bit sideways when I get to this point. And start working across it. Again, on bigger beavers, this area right here is also a lot tougher. That skin's attached a lot tighter, or that flesh attached a lot tighter to the hide. If you need to, stop, take a knife, and just run it sideways, like you're slicing thin pieces of it off. It's kind of like you're, hopefully you can see how I'm doing that. And it's just coming right off, real easy. You can do it with a fleshing knife if you have that. But this is a smaller one, so it's just going to push off. And there you go. That is how you flesh a beaver. And this one is ready to go on board or hoop or whatever you prefer to use.